Welcome, welcome everybody. How are you doing today? It's so very nice to have you here. And I want to speak today a little bit about our upcoming 6-week program that is open to all students. We will be meeting in teleconference calls as well as through some pre-recorded video, which is going to give you the opportunity to watch the videos when you have the time, and also as many times as you need to or you want to watch them. Freedom is our birthright. That's what we want. That's what we truly desire. This is really the purpose of our life. So how do we fulfill that purpose? How do we get there? And as many of you know, I like to be very practical in my teaching. So this is where the 6-week program comes in. We begin with the direct experience of presence. Because as you know by now, the mind is not a reliable source of information. It can tell you whatever you want to hear. I'm here, I'm not here, I'm present, I'm not present, I'm awake, I'm not awake. So we have to have this reliable source of information. And that's the direct experience of presence. And even here right now, as we are sitting together, we can simply notice that. Beautiful. And you know, once you know that, you can always come back to this. And it's also something that nothing or nobody can take away from you. I also want to speak about, in the program, about the process that leads to awakening and about awakening itself. Because there is so much understanding and misunderstanding about that. You know, not everybody realizes that it's natural, normal for our attention to go between the recognition of presence and the contraction into a sense of identity, that really is the process that leads to awakening, right? Until at some point there is this permanent shift from identifying yourself as this body to knowing yourself as presence. And that's what I call awakening. Because we can have so many different awakenings and realizations, you know, before we come to that. I'm also going to speak and really give you the experience of okayness, because okayness is such a powerful foundation of inquiry. I'm also going to speak and we are going to investigate suffering. You know, we need to understand what it is. Once we understand, we can really do something about it. I will be also speaking a lot about the nervous system and the brain, because really the capacity of our nervous system to be here is so crucial, so important in our ability to awaken, to embody presence, to come into freedom. And of course, I will be teaching you the steps and the process of the sensation-based inquiry. So inquiry and the nervous system and the direct experience of presence, these are really the most important parts of the teaching, the most important parts of our program also. Because the reason why we can't be in presence at any given moment is because our attention moves with the arising past. And as our attention moves, you know, we lose sight of who we really are, or presence, right? And we need to have both, you know, the capacity in the nervous system to be here, but also, and of course, the direct experience of presence, because that's discrimination, right? But also, we need to have this very direct way to address this. When tendencies of the past arise, we need to have a very direct way of addressing that, meeting that. When suffering is present, We need to have a direct way of recognizing that and meeting that. And that is the process of inquiry. And so in these 6 weeks, I'm going to teach you the steps of inquiry, and also you will be able to practice on your own and with your inquiry partner as well. And when I say past, because I like to simplify and, I just say past, we can call it tendencies, right? Or we can call it patterns, which, by the way, we will be taking time in the program also to learn to recognize when past arises. These tendencies are so often invisible to you. They are, automatic, almost automatic, right? So we will be taking time to recognize that. But when past arises, what I mean by that is, I mean a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding. At any time that individually or collectively we have believed that truth, love, presence, our true nature is not already here. Right? You know what that looks like? When that misunderstanding arises, that's what I call the past. It looks very real. It looks like there's some other time, some other place, some other person, some other experience, some other situation in which you are going to find what you are looking for, instead of realizing it's already here, right? It's already here, and we can come to know it here, right now in this moment. And this is where inquiry is so powerful, because it has the power to change the direction of your looking. And really, it has the power to end suffering in this life. So I want to invite you to join me in this program. And I'm really looking forward to our time together.